Walk down any grocery aisle in America and you'll see it. It's on your healthy, sparkling water. It's in your kids' organic fruit snacks. It's even in that all-natural almond milk you bought to be better to your body. Natural flavors. It sounds wholesome, right? Like someone just squeezed a lemon into a vat and called it a day. It's the fourth most common ingredient listed on food labels today, trailing only behind salt, water, and sugar. But here is the dirty little secret the FDA doesn't want you to think too hard about: that natural strawberry flavor in your yogurt. It likely contains anywhere from 50 to 100 different chemicals, solvents, and preservatives. And the craziest part, legally, the company doesn't have to tell you what a single one of them is. Today, we are uncovering the most misleading term in the grocery store. We're looking at the Beaver Butt scandals, the Starbucks pumpkin spice controversy, and the multi-billion-dollar flavor industry that has engineered your brain to prefer the lab over the farm. According to the FDA's own guidelines, specifically 21 CFR 101.22, a natural flavor is anything derived from a plant or animal source. Sounds fine until you realize that derived from is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Most consumers think natural flavor means the food contains a concentrated version of the actual ingredient on the front of the box. But if you're looking for the fruit in your natural Cherry Blast cereal, you're going to need a microscope and a degree in organic chemistry. In this video, we're going deep. We're going to look at the history of how the post-war food boom created a flavor gap that could only be filled by scientists. We're going to steel-man the industry's argument to see why they claim these chemicals are actually better for the planet than real food. And finally, we're going to show you the Bliss Point, the exact chemical threshold where a natural flavor stops being a taste and starts being an addiction. To understand why your seltzer tastes like a lime but contains zero lime juice, we have to go back to the end of World War II. This was the birth of the processed age. Food companies figured out they could freeze, can, and dehydrate food to make it last forever. Great for the shelf life, terrible for the tongue. When you process food at high heat to make it shelf-stable, you kill the volatile organic compounds, the soul of the flavor. By the time that peach makes it into the can, it doesn't taste like a peach anymore. It tastes like metal and preservatives. This created a crisis. If the food doesn't taste good, people won't buy it twice. Enter the flavorists. These aren't chefs, they're chemical engineers. They realized they could bypass the farm entirely and recreate the sensation of flavor in a lab. And this is where the natural versus artificial war began. Here is the kicker. Chemically speaking, there is often zero difference between a natural flavor and an artificial one. If a scientist creates amyl acetate in a lab using petroleum, it's artificial. If they extract that same amyl acetate from a rotting banana using a chemical solvent like ethanol or propylene glycol, it's natural. Your body can't tell the difference. Your brain can't tell the difference. But your wallet can, because natural allows the brand to charge you a 30% premium for clean labeling. Think of a flavorist like a high-end EDM. Imagine you have a classic 70s soul record. That's the real strawberry. It's complex, it has imperfections, it has warmth, but it's hard to play that record in a loud, crowded stadium. That's your processed cereal. The sound gets lost. So the DJ doesn't play the record. Instead, they take a digital sample of just the snare hit and the bass line. They clean it up, they boost the volume, they remove the hiss of the vinyl, and they loop it until it's perfectly consistent. A natural flavor is that digital remix. The flavorist takes the one specific molecule that screams strawberry to your brain, let's call it the hook, and they isolate it. They strip away the fiber, the vitamins, and the subtle earthy notes of a real berry. Then they add amplifiers, other chemicals that make that one note hit your taste buds harder and faster than nature ever intended. When you eat a real strawberry, the flavor builds and fades. When you eat a naturally flavored gummy, the flavor hits like a strobe light. It's loud, it's consistent, and it's designed to leave your palate empty the second you swallow, which triggers a biological signal to do one thing: take another bite. Now, before we grab our pitchforks and march on the flavor houses, we have to ask, why do they do this? Is it just pure corporate greed? If you ask the IFF or Gavaden, they'll give you a surprisingly green answer. They call it sustainability. Let's look at vanilla. To get natural vanilla extract, you need millions of orchids, hand-pollinated in places like Madagascar, which are prone to droughts and labor issues. It's expensive, it's volatile, and the carbon footprint of shipping those beans across the globe is massive. The industry argues that by using natural flavors, where they can take a common plant source like rice bran or wood pulp and use a fungus or enzyme to bioconvert it into a vanillin molecule. They are saving the planet. They're creating the same taste with 90% less land and water. They aren't lying to you. They're optimizing the Earth's resources so that 8 billion people can afford to eat something that tastes like more than just cardboard and salt. They also argue safety. Natural products vary. One batch of strawberries might have higher acidity or different pesticide residues than another, but a lab-created natural flavor is consistent, it's pure, it's safe. That sounds great in a quarterly earnings report, but here is where the steel man starts to rust. When a label says natural flavor, the FDA allows them to hide a massive list of incidental additives. To get that natural flavor into your food and keep it shelf-stable, they use solvents like propylene glycol, yes, the stuff in Antifreeze, and preservatives like BHA. Because these are considered processing aids, the company doesn't have to list them. You aren't just eating the essence of a strawberry. You're eating a chemical cocktail designed to survive a 2-year stint in a warehouse. And then, there's the source material. This is where we talk about the beaver butt. For years, the internet has been obsessed with Castoreum, a secretion from the anal glands of beavers used to mimic vanilla and raspberry. Now, to be fair, Castoreum is FDA approved as a natural flavor, but because it's incredibly difficult and expensive to harvest, it's rarely used in mass-market food today. It's mostly in high-end perfumes. But the fact that it could be there, and you'd have no way of knowing, is the real issue. You might be a vegan eating natural flavors that were derived from animal byproducts. You might have a specific allergy to a plant you can't see on the label. The natural label isn't about your health, it's about legal anonymity. Remember the Starbucks pumpkin spice controversy? For years, the PSL contained natural flavors, but zero actual pumpkin. After a massive public outcry in 2015, led by activists like Vani Hari, Starbucks finally added pumpkin puree to the recipe. But here's the kicker. They didn't remove the natural flavors. Why? Because pumpkin puree tastes like, well, squash. It doesn't taste like the idea of pumpkin spice. Without the lab-created flavors, the drink would fail. We've become so accustomed to the remix that the original soul record tastes boring to us. This all leads to the Bliss Point. This is the specific ratio of salt, sugar, fat, and flavor that overrides your I'm full signal. Natural flavors are the secret weapon for the Bliss Point. Real food has flavor fatigue. After 10 real strawberries, your brain says, okay, I'm done. But natural flavors are engineered to be high intensity and short duration. They spike your dopamine and then vanish, leaving your brain screaming for the next hit. The grocery store isn't just a pantry, it's a minefield of neuromarketing. Companies use the word natural to lower your health guard. You see natural, your brain thinks safe, and you eat 30% more than you intended. So what do? You don't have to live in a bunker eating raw kale, but you should be the boss of your own biology. Rule 1. If natural flavor is in the top 3 ingredients, put it back. Rule 2. Look for brands that specify the source. For example, organic strawberry flavor. Rule 3. Retrain your palate. Spend 1 week eating only whole foods and then go back to that natural lime seltzer. You'll be shocked at how metallic and fake it suddenly tastes. The food industry spends billions to make sure you can't stop eating. But now that you know the remix, you can choose to listen to the original. If this helped you see the grocery store differently, hit that subscribe button and check out our deep dive on the organic label myth right here. Stay curious and keep uncovering.